If there's two things I love, it's the taste of a Big Mac and a Nintendo Switch. Both of them had birthdays this year, actually. Happy birthday, Nintendo Switch. Hello YouTube, it's your host Raven Rose and you are now watching Dual Edge TV. And if you are new here, like and subscribe. Let's rock. Now, after the colossal failure of the Wii U, it's very understandable why most people were very skeptical when the Nintendo Switch was first announced. I mean, after hearing the rumors about having industry-leading chips and being very powerful and possibly having a dock that could upscale the graphics to maybe even 4K, seeing a portable hybrid console was initially disappointing. But boy, nobody could have possibly guessed that Nintendo would proverbially pull our pants down and have the most successful first year of any gaming console in history. So, after 12 months, the Nintendo Switch has gone from being the digital underdog to smashing numerous world sales records and having arguably the best first year software lineup of any console ever. One of the main problems with the Wii U was its lack of software titles. Even though it had tons of potential, Nintendo just didn't quite deliver with the amount of software they were providing. And I am glad to say that this is definitely not the case with the Nintendo Switch. Not only did Nintendo provide exclusives on a near enough monthly basis, they also made sure that the games they provided had variety, ranging from remasters to new IPs to AAA blockbusters. Even indies were covered. Whatever a gamer could want, Nintendo pretty much had that box ticked. One thing I definitely have to commend Nintendo for is their embracing of mature titles. Now, one of the things that was definitely holding them back before was their kind of kiddie-ish impression, the fact that they were more a family-oriented gaming platform. But now, with titles like Doom, Wolfenstein, Outlast, Resident Evil, and much more mature titles, it's definitely rounded out their portfolio to make them look like more of a contender to the gaming throne. And when you combine this with a mixture of new IPs and updates to classic IPs from the Wii U like Splatoon and ARMS, you definitely have a very interesting mix of overall titles for that first year. And of course, the heavy hitters like Mario and Zelda were just breathtaking. Now, even though in the first year Nintendo did do many things right, the games were the most important factor and we can all agree they hit them out of the park. But if we be completely honest, the 12 months didn't go off completely without any hitches. We had the ill-fated launch of the Splatoon Nintendo voice chat app, which due to a couple of technical limitations didn't go over well with the public. And for some gamers, not all, the lack of virtual console and some multimedia functions has really been a sore tooth. But even then, in some ways, Nintendo have kind of softened the blow with the release of a multitude of Neo Geo titles, and my library is... Now, as regards the online part of the service and the Switch, it's kind of a mixed bag. As far as performance, in my experience, it has been really good. Even using a Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone, I've always got peak performance, whether it's games like Mario Kart or Street Fighter, and that's always a plus, and it definitely bodes well for the future of the network. But it is lacking features like messaging your friends and setting up games and quick invites, all of the stuff which has been commonplace on consoles for the past 2 generations. And the fact that you can actually add friends and not even contact them at all kind of negates the whole process and those friend codes. The less said about that, the better. One thing Nintendo have always excelled at and have continued to do so with the release of the Switch is their unique peripherals. I mean, between the Pro Controller and all those different Joy-Cons, Nintendo have really done a good thing of just distinguishing itself as being something truly unique and truly collectible. Between all the different variations, they should pretty much change their logo from this to this. Now, to wrap up, saying Nintendo had a successful first year would kind of be an understatement. They literally went from being the underdog of the industry to the belle of the ball in under 9 months. With constant sold out stock, rave reviews, high scores, everything that a publisher and a developer, and most importantly, investors could possibly want. And hey, even more important than that, the customers. To say that Nintendo delivered on that concept that they showed us in 2016 was definitely an understatement. Little did I know that a hybrid console was what I always wanted. And now whenever games are announced, I find myself clamoring and hungering for a Switch version. And this is kind of a good thing. The Nintendo Switch has definitely integrated itself into my daily schedule and rekindled my love for an art that was long growing stale. Now, I still love my PlayStation 4 and my Xbox One is definitely in use of, it could do some more exclusives, but the Nintendo Switch has definitely carved out what I'd call an innovative and very cool niche for itself, and to see what the future of it holds is a very cool prospect. So yes, people, let me know what you think of this in the comments, and if you're new here, like and subscribe. Happy birthday, Nintendo Switch. Sayonara.